Yizzo, you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now listen, man. You could tap in or you could tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in. So let's get right into it. Now listen, you already know time, energy, the highest forms of currency, my G. I know they got y'all here chasing the bag, chasing that money, chasing that moolah, stacking that cheese, that cheddar, and that mozzarella. But always keep it in the front of your mental Rolodex. That time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G's. At all times is what it is. It'll be what it's gonna be. Big salute to all my day one investors, everybody that's highly invested in the channel, everybody that understands we are growing this channel organically, constant elevation. We are on our way to the top. Yeah, we have surpassed 40K and on our way to 50,000. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Even bigger salute to all my newcomers, everybody that's making their way to the Realest channel on YouTube, everybody that's making their way to Grown Man Business TV. Listen, man, I carved out a lane for the real, and I'm the only one in it. Listen, if you merge into this lane, we gonna crash out. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Now, we're gonna get right into this. You know what I mean? Big salute to the chat, big salute to everybody that's tapped in. You already know we're gonna have a decent little conversation today. And before we get into this topic about black men and why black men are avoiding or not going to college, you already know I got to do some customizations to the chat. You understand what I'm saying? They shadow banning the channel. They playing with the message. They trying to muffle. They trying to suffocate grown men having grown men conversations. So before we get into this, I got to go ahead and customize the chat. Now, you already know what we do, man. Wipe your feet off when you walk into the building. When you walk into the big house, wipe your feet off. You understand? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You know what I mean? Make sure your notification bells are ringing every time we go live on the Realest channel on YouTube, Grown Man Business TV. You know what I mean? Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be, man. Bam. You see that at the bottom of the chat. Now listen, before you get in the comment section with your Twitter fingers doing all your Twittering, with your Twitter fingers and all that, doing all your asking, your questions and your Twitter fingers, right? Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you locked into the Realest channel on YouTube. And listen, man, if not, that's okay. Get in the back of the class, close your mouth and open your ears for this pure dope straight off the brick into the bottles. No other way. All right? Now, let's talk about this. It's a conversation going on, you know, on social media and through, you know, the whole algorithm with people asking the question, why are black men not going to college? What is going on? Why is it such a low number of black men, you know, going to college? And you got a whole bunch of different perspectives, a whole bunch of different ideologies, and everybody has an opinion on the situation. And my DMs are full. My DMs are blowing up. You know what I mean? GMB TV, we need your perspective on this situation. We really want to know, you know, we want to know what you think. We want to know your thought process on this conversation right here. So here we are, and we're going to have this conversation. Big salute to the chat. Hit the like button when you come in here. Now, again, everybody has an opinion, which they have the right to that. You understand what I'm saying? And everybody has something to say, and everybody really has some type of insight on this. But I think that is most important to get this type of context and this type of information from first a grown man, right? A real man and a grown man. And secondly, a black man. You know, one thing for sure and two things for certain is it's always a not even a red flag, but it's always something that stands out to me. The fact how everybody in the world, every culture, every race, everybody, I mean, whatever gender, everybody always has an opinion on what black men are doing. Everybody always has something to say. They have some 2 cents to put in the pot. They always have some type of criticism. They wanna help. They always got some type of Twitter fingers. It's always around and centered around black men. You don't really hear them talking about Asian men. You don't hear them talking about Spanish men. You don't hear them talking about African men. You don't hear them talking about no other man. It's always black men. And you know, you got to understand something, man. That is one of the main reasons why these algorithms, these platforms, this technology is highly important. It's highly important that we get up here as black men and we speak on and we represent the culture and we give our perspective on what y'all have to say about us. on the reasons why it's this way or the reasons why it's that way. Every culture, it's always about black men. So that's the first thing I wanted to say. I wanted to throw that out there because the topic is, why aren't black men going to college? And when you really look at this, when you really look at the numbers, this, the whole situation, right? What you'll understand that it's all men. It's all men. It's not just black men. When you look at the numbers, you'll see that it's Caucasian men, it's Asian men, it's all men that are simultaneously opting out of that higher education or that higher brainwashing. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I like to call it. I like to call it higher brainwashing, that higher whitewashing. And I wanted to just throw that out there, that notice how everything is centered around black men. All right. Now, big salute to Anton Daniels. I rock with Anton Daniels. I rock with some of his content. As grown men, we are not supposed to agree on everything. Dialogue is dialogue. I would love to have, a conversation with Anton Daniels because, you gotta really be careful about what you saying and how you saying it. When it come to black men, we are always the center of attention. And I'm gonna talk more about Anton Daniels. We're gonna get into that. We definitely gonna have a conversation about that. But let's just stay right here. Black men in college. Well, it's a couple of real reasons. It's a couple of real reasons why men as a whole are avoiding that higher brainwashing and going to trade school, starting businesses, doing construction, plumbing, electricians. All right. And it's not because black men can't read. It's not because black men aren't educated or they are not smart enough to succeed on that level. It's common sense. And see, these days, what you'll understand is sense is not common. Common sense is not common amongst everybody. Now, I don't want to rush into this situation. You already know how we do over here at Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? I keep the receipts. I keep the receipts on me. So we're going to look at a receipt. Maybe one or maybe two. Maybe three. Three, so, right? And then we're going to double back. But it is very simple when it comes to black men and why we end up opting out of college. Very simple. It's a very simple answer. I'm going to give you multiple different angles and scenarios, but I'm going to give you a very simple answer. All right? So big salute to the chat. Just a real quick conversation. You know what I mean? You bait the algorithm. We're going to have a very quick conversation about this. All right? Because it get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deeper than rap. It's always deep in rap. So big salute to the chat. Hit the like button, man. I need 100 likes in here. Let's look at a receipt, and we're going to double back. Gang. Salute. Hit the like button.
What I'm about to say does not apply to every black man. So if you are not a part of this group, simply remove yourself. Don't get into my comments trying to go back and forth with me. But black men, a lot of you guys don't have your degree because you have weaponized incompetence to the point where it is your default setting. You have prioritized laziness to the point where you will do absolutely whatever you can do to not do any work. If somebody could go in and earn that degree for you in your name, more black men would be degree holders to this day. Please spare me the whole sob story of, the reason why us black men don't have our degrees at the same rates as our black women is because we had to adopt or take on certain responsibility because there was no male figure in the home and our mother was a single mother and we had to figure out how we was going to have money for lunch. Please, because a lot of us women had the same exact circumstances. Okay? Word for word, bar for bar. Some of us, whatever.
So that was the first receipt that was sent to me. And I sat with that. And I said to myself, I sat with that. You don't want to ever react out of emotion. You don't ever want to respond out of feelings when it comes to these conversations. And I tell y'all all the time, that's one of the main sources and main things that separate men from the boys, the big dogs from the puppies. You know what I mean? The puppies, they move and they react and they get emotional and they get in their feelings, and then they start talking and they start saying things out of feeling and out of emotion and not out of logic. So I listened to the young lady and I said, okay, let me address that. You know, the difference between black men and a lot of other cultures is, as black men, we are put in a position of a man way too early. Way too early. You understand what I'm saying? We are, instead of us being able to focus on college, instead of us really being able to focus on a purpose as a man, at 15, we are already working. 16, we are already working. We are already tax-paying citizens on American soil. And I'm speaking that right there, that statistic is for well over 95% of black men in America. For whatever reason, most of the time it's because we are raised in single family homes. We are raised with single mothers who are not able to make ends meet. This is the story of the majority of black men in America. Let me tell you something. Let's really paint this picture, right? Ask ask many black teenagers, young black men, young black teenagers between the ages of 15 and 18. Ask them what their main goal is. Ask a young teenage black boy in America what his main goal is right now between the ages of 15 and 17. And that young black boy will tell you to buy my mother a house. Because most of us we are not raised with mothers who are college educated, who are successful and are wealthy enough to have a home. So I wanted to start right at the foundation. At 15, I remember wanting to buy my mother a house. And I'm not talking about in the next 12 years. I'm not talking about, going and getting my master's degree and my doctorate degree, not having enough time. I'm talking about now. I'm talking about as soon as possible. So when you got young boys at the age of 15 to 17, right? Teenage boys, and all they can think about is buying their mother a house, securing their mother, making sure their mother is okay. College is not the first option. See, what these people are not telling you is that you have to be groomed into going to college. You have to be raised into going to college. College is not a McDonald's job where you just get to go fill out an application at McDonald's and start to working at McDonald's next week. College is a whole situation. Financial. You understand? Grade point average. College is not something you just get to go to do. So, again, in the black community, we have to look at the source of the issue. You don't get to just say, why aren't black men going to college? Because they are lazy, because they are this. We are far from lazy. That is something that never set well with me, and it never fit us, black men. Far from lazy. At 15, we are working. At 15, we are trying to find a way. We are trying to help the household. But in the Indian community, at 15, 17, 18, and 20, those young boys don't have to go to work. You don't really see Indian kids at work. When the last time you walked into a McDonald's and you seen a little Indian boy with a dot on his head working in there? Oh, let's talk. Because black women, I'm not going to attack y'all. I'm not going to attack black women. I'm not going to attack the black family. But I have to get to the root of the problem, the root of the situation. See, when you come and you just cut a tree down, you just cut black men down, the root is still in the ground. The root is still alive. You just can't see it. When you come and you chop black men down, when you come and you kick the back end of black men, you got to now really dissect the situation. And when it come to Grown Man Business TV, that's what we do over here. Why is it that young black men are working at the age of 15? Why is it that I had a worker's permit at the age of 15? Now, again, in certain white households, that young man is living in the basement till he's 25, until he's able to get his life together. He's not thrown out into the street at 18 years old like we are in the black community. Let's digress. So young black boys are worried at 15 to 17 about getting their mother a house. Not only are they worried about where their mother is going to live, or if their mother can maintain a property, how can they buy their mother a house? Secondly, we understand as young black men that at 18 years old, we are going to be kicked out on the street. Let's talk about this, black women. Let's talk about this situation. Because again, the same way I'm not going to let Caucasian people paint the picture and paint the narrative that our youngsters are murderers and monsters, is the same way I'm not going to let any black women kick the back end of black men without talking about the situation. Why are black men worried about being put out on the street at 18 years old? Oh, you know this saying, well, you'll be 18, you know you got to get up out this house. Oh, you'll be 18 soon, you know it's time to move out. Oh, when you turn 18, you know you got to get up out of here. You know, mama got to have a life too, right? You know the whole baby boy syndrome. Mama got to have a life too. So when you turn 18, young man, your ass got to get out. We all know this. So now let's break this down. So you mean to tell me at 15, we are already worried about how we're going to provide for our mothers who are not sustained, who are not stable, who are not highly educated, who don't own property, who don't have trust funds, who don't have money for us to help us find our purpose. We already worried about how to take care of black women at 15. And then we got to worry about at 18 being kicked out on the goddamn street. Oh yeah. Ask any black man around you, when he was turning 18, what was on his mind? Shit, mama, I knew I was going to have to move out. I went into the military. I had to go into the military. I had to go get a trade. I had to go get a job. Those are not the foundation of college education students. That is not the foundation of a generation that's going to go to college. Now, let's get deeper, because a lot of the young black men that actually make it to college are starving. They're eating noodles. They're doing all type of wild shit trying to feed themselves while they're in college. While they're out there for them 4 years, they're barely making it. Oh, the harsh truth, the harsh reality. The harsh reality is the majority of black men are raised with parents that need to be saved. They are raised with parents that need help, financial help. They are raised with parents that are putting our names on the light bill, putting our names on the cable bill, putting our names on the gas bill. They are raised with parents that cannot wait for you to be old enough to take your black ass to work so you can help with these bills and all that. So when y'all compare us to that culture and that culture and that culture, how about we start comparing our parents to that culture and that culture and that culture? How about black men start comparing our mothers to that Indian culture? How about black men start comparing our mothers to Caucasian women. Y'all won't like that, would you? Y'all wouldn't like how that would feel if I, as a black man, would say, well, if my mother was like that Indian lady, you know, them Indian people that put that money aside, that raise trust fund babies. So when you turn 18, you got a trust fund, so you ain't gotta worry. You can find your purpose. You can go to college. Listen. Salute to the chat. Hit the like button. I need 100 likes in here. I know a lot of y'all is in here and y'all feeling some type of way, but that don't mean you don't hit the like button. 500 people in the chat. Black women, how about young black men start comparing y'all to those Indian parents? Huh? To those Asian, to those Chinese parents? Huh? Huh? You know the parents that got culture? You know the parents that teach their children culture? You know the parents that tell their babies, you're going to be a doctor when you grow up, and we're going to set the yellow brick road for you to be a doctor. You're going to be a dentist when you grow up, and we're going to lay the yellow brick road for you to be a dentist. Let's really talk about this. You know, I want to play. I'm going to find something for you guys. Big salute to the chat. I'm going to find something for y'all because I looked at it yesterday. And it really resonated with me at the thought of the downloading when it came to this particular topic right here. And it was something that was said by Gilly the Kid, and if I can find it, I'm gonna play it. But you gotta understand something. It's deeper than black men just not wanting to go to college. It's so much deeper than black men just not wanting to go to college. You know how many black men wish they were put on the road to college? Wish they were guided. When we are teenagers, we are children. We need guidance. We need guidance. And that's just one angle. We're going to get to a whole nother angle because I know a lot of people that say, well, when you grow up, you know, I understand that, and we're going to have that conversation. But before we get into that conversation, I want to run this receipt right here. Get the likes up to 100. Well over 400 people in the chat. It's no way y'all going to talk about black men not going to college and leave out the fact we wasn't even raised to go to college. We wasn't even put on the road to success. We didn't have those Indian parents to raise us and lead us. We didn't have those white parents to raise us and lead us. We didn't have those Asian parents to raise us. We had mothers that couldn't wait for us to go to work so we could pay a light bill. We had mothers that couldn't even sustain houses. All we want to do is buy our mother a house. That's the first thing a black boy thinks of when he makes some money. Because guess what? Most of our mothers ain't got property. They ain't got houses. They don't know about trust funds. What the fuck they know about sending us to college? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. But you came to the right place. Yeah, pure dope straight off the brick into the bottles. You came to the right place. Let me show you something. Big salute to the chat. Hit the like button in here. Black men just don't want to go to college. Black men can't do this, and black men can't do that. Is you crazy? You must be out your mind. Big salute to the chat. Let's look at this. Hit the like button.
What would be the difference between white parents and black parents? What's that? White parents, they see their kid win, and they already been successful in life. They're not expecting anything. You try to buy them a nice car, they like, Billy, I got a Bronco. You worry about you, Billy. Don't do it. Your black family, everybody made it. Now you gotta buy your sister a car, your mama a house, your two brothers a car. For you even do anything for yourself, you already $1 million in the hole. Now you gotta help them maintain the shit that you bought them that they can't afford. Now she need brakes, she can't afford the brakes, so now she done rode the rollers off them. Now it's 8,000. You like, damn, wait, hold on. I did this, I put y'all in this, I did y'all this, I did y'all this. Shit still coming back to me. It's cool when the money's pouring in, but when that shit slow up, now is an issue. I've been doing this shit for 3 years, 4 years. Y'all ain't established nothing yet? I was like, we never knew we had to establish nothing. You had everything. Wow. You know what would be the difference between white parents and black parents? What's that? White parents, they see their kid win, and they already been successful in life. They're not expecting anything. You try to buy them a nice car, they like, Billy, I got a Bronco. You worry about you, Billy. Don't do it. Your black family, everybody made it. Now you gotta buy your sister a car, your mama a house, your 2 brothers a car, for you even do anything for yourself.
Ooh, and I'm gonna play that receipt one more time because it really hit home. But I want to address Running Warrior. Big salute to the chat. Appreciate you being in here. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and all that. Running Warrior said, G&B, that's not true. Those same black boys you're talking about did have counselors in high school. Had counselors in high school to guide them as well as friends that talked about going to college. And see, I'm glad that you said that. I'm glad that you said that because I never said that there aren't other alternatives in other people, but you are exactly right. And that's exactly my point. Counselors at school, we had to depend on counselors because at home, it wasn't that. And what I'm here to tell you is that, everything starts in the home, homie. Before you get to school, before you get to a counselor, before you get to a basketball coach, before you get to a friend that's going to college, before you get in that arena, it all starts in your home. And you already heard what Gilly just said. In our home, we are already set and put in position that we got to help everybody. So now what you got to understand is, imagine the little white boy that got his mama and his daddy lining them up and laying out the road to success so that he could go to college, and he got the guidance counselor to help him more. Imagine a little Asian boy where his daddy and his mama already laid out the road to success for him to go to college, and when he goes to school, he got the guidance counselor on top of that. So most of us as black men in America, we got a mother that ain't got the money. We got a mother that's struggling. We might have a father in the house, we might not. We already know that we got to be the meal ticket. We got to be successful. We got to find a way so we could buy our mother a house. So we come from that, and then we got to go to school and hope that a guidance counselor is going to guide us. You got a guidance counselor that got 400 students. You are one student out of 400. So you better hope and pray that this guidance counselor can guide you. This guidance counselor got his own kids. This guidance counselor got his own problems at home. This guidance counselor got a wife that's divorcing him. This guidance counselor, you shouldn't have to worry about a guidance counselor or your friends. And I'm gonna give you, again, you're listening to a black man that grew up in these situations, right? So I remember having friends that were going to college, and these friends had their parents that were, his mother, Miss Johnson, Mr. Johnson, they lining things up for Daquan. Behind closed doors, they got these things. They got this thing. They telling Daquan. They leading Daquan. So it's the root of the problem that needs to be addressed. That's right where it's at. You got our parents that are looking for us to buy them a house, looking for us to pay bills. You got our parents, you got the women in our life that are putting our names on light bills and shit like that, and then talking about we ain't going to college. When you are a teenager and you are already having and running into grown man problems, it's really hard to focus and go to college. You have a small percentage that make it out. You have a small percentage that are able to wiggle through the maze. But the mass majority of us are already at work somewhere. We can't think about college. The lights ain't on at the house. We can't think about college. We got to help put food on the table. We can't think about college because all we thinking about is how are we going to buy our mother a house. Now, Billy, his dad, so help. Listen to Gilly. Big salute to the chat. Let's let Gilly tell you one more time the difference in between our parents and their parents. Let's let Gilly tell you the difference and one of the main reasons why they go to college and we don't. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Hit the like button in here. Stop playing.
You know what would be the difference between white parents and black parents? What's that? White parents, they see their kid win, and they already been successful in life. They're not expecting anything. You try to buy them a nice car, they like, Billy, I got a Bronco. You worry about you, Billy. Don't do it. Your black family, everybody made it. Now you.
I want to address that real quick. Miss Grant, salute to you in the chat. Hit the like button and all that. College would be a mean to buy your mother a house, but when you are living with its urgency, when you have to have a sense of urgency, 4 years, 8 years, 12 years is not now. You know, we come up in situations where we need it now. You think dudes is selling drugs because it's cool? You think as young men, we are going to work because we want to go to work? No, we're going to work because we need to help now. We need to help now. We have to be able to bring something into the house right now. All right? And secondly, I wanted to address what I saw you put in the chat. Salute to you. Oh, it's the woman's fault. Oh, it's the woman's fault. It's going to seem like that because most women don't like to take accountability. Most women are prideful, and the opposite of pride is shame. So when we are not stroking your ego, when we are not telling you you are a great woman, you are a great mother, you are a boss baby, you a boss bitch, when we are not doing all of that, and we are telling you that majority of what's going on, even in our community, starts with black women, the nurturer. The man is the provider, the woman is the nurturer. So if you nurture us, then we're going to go where you want us to go. But because I'm telling you that the main reason why most black men are not in college stems from the root of the situation is the woman. It's your mother. We are worried about our mothers at the age of 15. We are having dreams about how can we buy your black ass a house? How can we provide for you at the age of 15? And a lot of us are going to get workers permits and going to work while Billy ain't worried about buying his mama a house. They already got one. The little Indian boy, the last thing he is thinking about is buying his mother and his daddy a goddamn house when his mama and his daddy already told him, you're going to be a doctor. You're going to run a car dealership. You're going to be a dentist. We are the only ones looking at our parents and saying, hey, how can we help? I'll go get a job right now. So when it comes to women, right, and I'm going to just address this real quick before we go deeper into the situation because there's other angles. I want women to understand that when a grown man is telling you what it is, you're going to feel like you're being attacked. You're going to feel defensive because I am holding a mirror up. I am telling you, if you want your boys to go to college, instead of going on the internet and talking about how we don't go to college, start raising your sons and letting them know early you are going to college. You're going to college. This is how you get to college, and I am going to walk you through the steps. When your son turns 15 and he wants a pair of Jordans or he wants something to make himself feel feel good at school, be able to provide it. When your son turns 16 and he says, Mom, I'm going to go get a job, you tell your son, you're not going to get a job. You're going to college. Don't worry about making no money. That don't got nothing to do with you. I got that under control. Me and your father got that under control. Your job is to go to college. Your job is to make a 4.0 GPA. Your job is to make sure you're getting all your credits so you can go to college. Women move on pride. Men, we are ego-driven. Women are prideful. The opposite of pride is shame. That's why women don't like to take accountability. That's why when you tell a woman something, she automatically gets defensive because she doesn't want to feel shame. It's shame in that, sweetheart. It's shame in what I'm telling you. You should feel shameful when I tell you that 95% of black boys at 15 are thinking about buying your mother a house. We should not be thinking about that. We should be thinking about college. At 15, we are worried. We are saying, I need to help my mother. We are going to get jobs at 15 and 16 years old. That is shameful. It don't happen like that in the Indian community. It don't happen like that in the white community. It don't happen like that in the Asian community. So when y'all start comparing us to these communities, we're going to start comparing our parents to those parents. We're going to start comparing black women to Asian women. We're going to start comparing black mothers to Indian mothers. Look, I'm telling you, I'm not the only one saying this. Listen to Gilly. Listen. Hit the like button. I need 100 likes in here. Listen to Gilly.
You know what would be the difference between white parents and black parents? What's that? White parents, they see their kid win, and they already been successful in life. They're not expecting anything. You try to buy them a nice car, they like, Billy, I got a Bronco. You worry about you, Billy. Don't do it. Your black family, everybody made it. Now you gotta buy your sister a car, your mama a house, your two brothers a car, for you even do anything for yourself.
That is the black reality. That is the reality for young black boys. So when you ask yourself, why are we trying to go to the NBA so fast? Why are we trying to go to the NFL? Why are we trying to find get rich quick schemes? It's because in the back of our mind, we are saying, I need to buy my mama a house. I need to buy my sister a car. I need to buy my sister a house. How can I do this shit right now? You know what? I'm a great athlete. I'm a fast runner. Maybe I can go to the NFL. I can get a contract, a couple of $1 million, and I can secure my family. Now, before we go deeper, right? Let's go to another angle. And I spoke on this briefly, but I'm gonna go a little bit deeper into this. Put a 1 in the chat. If you are a black man out of 500 people in here, if you can relate to what I'm saying, put a 1 in the chat if you knew at 18 you was going to have to get out the house. Put a 1 in the chat. You know you're about to turn 18, your ass getting out of here. You know you're about to turn 18, your ass either getting out the house or you're going to be paying rent. You're going to be paying bills. You know you're about to be 18. You know you need to get up out the house. That is a curse in the black community. That is a curse in the black community. That is something that curses black men. We already trying to figure out how to financially support our mothers. But on top of that, we know at 18, a child, we are getting kicked out the house. Now, guess what they do in other cultures? Since we comparing cultures, since we comparing men, let's compare parents. Guess what parents do in those other cultures? They don't kick their children out at 18 years old. Did you know that? Did you know that in Indian households, they do not kick their children out at 18 years old? Did you know that? Did you know that that is one of the biggest reasons their children go to college is because they have security. They have a foundation. They don't have to get kicked out at 18 years old. Let's do some more game. Let's really break this down, right? Your brain is not fully developed until you are 25 years of age. So that means at 25 years old, you have now reached the beginning stages of having a fully developed brain. So at 18, you are not an adult. At 21, you are not an adult. At 23, you are not an adult. You are not even fully capable until you are 25 years old. But in the black community, we get kicked out at 18. We are forced to fend for ourselves. We have to go get an apartment. We have to go get a job. We have to go supply food. We have to pay. We do all of this shit mostly at 18 years old in the black community. And you're going to ask me, why aren't black men going to college? Why aren't black men attending college? By the time we hit 21, we are full-fledged tax-paying citizens. By the time we hit 21, brother, we might as well be 35 already. And guess what? Billy, he's still living in the basement at his mother's house. He has a whole basement to himself. He doesn't have to worry about bills. Oh yeah, the little Indian boy, their whole family is living in the house. He doesn't have to pay a bill. He's 23 years old. He doesn't have to worry. He doesn't have anything on his credit. He doesn't have a bill, a cell phone bill. He doesn't have anything to worry about. That's why he's able to go and do 12 years of college and become a MD and all that, a doctor and all that. So again, don't ask the question unless you want the real answer. Don't ask the question about black men unless you want to look in the mirror as a black mother or a black. Don't ask the question. Don't get the running off at the mouth. And then when I give you this game, don't do that. Put that pure dope straight off the brick into the bottles and smoke it. Yeah. It's pure, it's raw, it's right off the brick. At 15, we worried about if we gonna be able to buy you a house or not. At 18, we kicked out on the goddamn street. Now, let's go into a whole deeper angle. Black women, that was for you. Because black women, so, y'all asking the question. Y'all asking the question, so I made sure the first 40 minutes was for you. Yeah, you asking the question, so I made sure the first 40 minutes was directly towards you. We're gonna start comparing our parents to their parents, and a lot of us only had our mothers. The majority of black men grew up in a single family household with a black woman, and the same black woman that couldn't maintain the house, the same black woman that got us working at 15, 16 years old, the same black woman that kicked us out at 18 years old is now turning around and saying, black men don't go to college. Well, here we are. Let's go left. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to talk about something else. But I'm going to tell you something. We are going to start comparing our black mothers to their mother, to those Indian mothers, to those white mothers, to those Asian mothers. Yeah. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. I like that. I heard that. I like that. I said I like that, brother. I like that. Now, let's go a little bit deeper, right? Because I didn't go to college off the rip, but when I got older, I got bit by a bug. I love to learn. Very articulate, very, very intelligent young man. So I went to community college. I went to community college when I was around 24, maybe 25, out there in Virginia. And I did extremely well. I did extremely well in college. I mean, I had great grades. You know, my academics was top shelf. The teachers loved me. And when I was talking about this and when I was kind of addressing this, when the downloads was downloading, the voices in the downloads say, well, what about when you grow up? You can always double back and go to college. You can always double back as a grown man once you are out on your own. Once you are away from your parents, you can always go back to college. And it made me remember that I went to college for 2 years. Now, I didn't finish. And that's where the message right here comes in at. Why didn't you finish college, GMBTV? You were doing so well. You was great grades. You really was elevating in college. And my reason for not finishing college is because by the time I was 24, 25, I have so much responsibility that it was just very hard to go to work, make sure I'm paying all of the bills, and it fizzled out. It fizzled out. And I remember feeling a way about that. Damn, GMB TV, you supposed to finish. You supposed to got your diploma. Why? You got to make it work. You got to go harder. And, a lot of the times the lesson and the answer will not be revealed to you right then and there. You're going to have to go through the journey. You're going to have to go through the ups and downs. You're going to have to go through the journey. And then at the end of the yellow brick road, the lesson, the nugget, the pot of gold is right there. But you can't get to the pot of gold. You can't get to the lesson unless you go through the journey, right? So once I got through, and later on in life, I really realized why things turned out that way, especially for me, right? And this is the angle that, again, nobody's coming from. Nobody's speaking on this angle. So being as though this is Grown Man Business TV, being as though it's pure dope straight off the brick into the bottles, I'm going to give you the perspective that nobody is giving you. Most men, at the end of the day, we realize that college is important for some people. But college is not what runs the world. College is not what runs the economy. College is not that. Most billionaires did not finish college. The people that we as men start to realize, right? Because, you got a lot of people that say more women are going to college. More women are college educated. But what you got to understand is that shit don't got nothing to do with the plumbing. That ain't got nothing to do with the electricity. See, you went to college and all that, but the roads that you drove on to go to college, those people are what make an economy run. The truck drivers, the concrete workers, the bricklayers. The people that have the people that went and got trades, the plumbers, the people that build houses. Y'all are so pressed about college, and the reason why y'all are qualified in college is because y'all don't have nothing to do with the economy. Y'all don't help the economy run. So all these women go to college. All these women have these degrees. All these dudes have these degrees, and they can't lay a fucking brick. They can't run no electricity. They don't know how to clean and do plumbing. They don't know how to put a foundation of a house down. They don't know how to build a house. They don't know how to put a roof on a house. Oh, let's talk about it, baby. Let's talk about it. So in due time, men, I'm talking about grown men, not males, grown men, we realize that, it's a lot of money in trade schools. Actually, we are the ones that make the economy run. You a boss baby, right? But you can't be a boss baby if it ain't no goddamn highway or it ain't no tar on the road for you to drive your car to your building that we build and we put the electricity in and we do the plumbing. See? See where the whitewashing, let me tell you something. Big salute to Kanye West. Kanye West says something. He says something on his first album that always stuck with me. Kanye said, "Good morning. Look at the Valak Victorian, scared of the future while I hop in a DeLorean. Scared to face the world, complacent career students. Some people graduate but be still stupid. They tell you read this, eat this. Don't look around, just read this. Teach us, Jesus. Okay, look up now. They done stole your streetness. After all of that, you receive this. Good morning, hustlers. That's if you're still living." College steals the hustle. College is something that whitewashes you. And then you forget that, yeah, homie, you need the essentials to run this. You over there in Silicon Valley, you over there working for Google. But who built the Google? Who built the goddamn warehouse that you work in? Who put the toilets in there? Who put the lights in there? Hustlers, that's if you're still living, get on down. Every time that you kill them, good morning. Look at the Valak Victorian, scared of the future while I hop in a DeLorean. Scared to face the world, complacent career students. Some people graduate but be still stupid. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. Big salute to Ye for that. Terrence L, appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. Yeah, I felt like I could have been a preacher. That 5-piece nugget is highly appreciated. So now again, why would women, they don't even understand this aspect of it? Because women, y'all don't contribute to the functioning of this economy. Y'all women, I'm speaking to women again. Y'all don't contribute to the things that make a functioning economy. Y'all don't contribute to that. Y'all don't contribute to the road work. Y'all don't contribute to the freight being moved. Y'all don't contribute. Y'all aren't plumbers. Y'all aren't construction workers. Y'all aren't foundational builders. Y'all are college students, complacent career students. Some people graduate but be still stupid. So why am I saying all this? As grown men, they're going to try to deter you from what grown men do. They want you to go to college so you ain't got to get your hands dirty. What I'm here to tell you is it pays in getting your hands dirty. Ain't nothing wrong with going to get a trade, homie. You are more, if not equally, you are more important than that college graduate. And I want to say something to Anton Daniels. Matter of fact, how about this? How about this? Salute to Anton Daniels, but I want to say something to you, Anton. And I wish somebody would tag this man. I wish somebody could tag this man into this situation. But I want to talk to you, Anton, because I done said what I said about black households not raising college students. I done already told you, right? I done already told you that trade schools are powerful. College is a beautiful thing, but don't get it fucked up that you are better than a plumber or you are better than a concrete worker or a bricklayer or electrician who went to trade school to help this economy and make it run. But dudes like Anton Daniels, I love it because I would love to have the dialogue because Anton Daniels is a highly successful man, very rich, bunch of money, Porsches, Rolexes, I respect all that, Anton. But see, let me tell you, Anton obviously went to college. But see, health is wealth. So a lot of the time, the dudes that are talking to us about college and saying we dumb and we ain't did this and we ain't did, look, They built like a sack of goddamn laundry. You got all that money, but your neck is looking like a sack of laundry right there. Look. 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 I mean, look at his shirt right there. Health is wealth, homie. You went to college, but you didn't go to the gym. You went to college, but you didn't go to the goddamn LA Fitness up the street from your house and all that. Yeah, I respect what you represent. I respect that. But I represent grown men and grown man business. And let me ask you a question, Mr. Anton Daniels. Those properties that I be seeing you getting built up all over the YouTube and everything, how you be building those properties and rehabbing those properties, salute to you. The men that you hire to build those properties, to rehab those properties, those men went to trade school. Those men are carpenters. Those men build foundations. They're bricklayers. They lay bricks and all that. They run the plumbing through those properties that you got. They run the electricity and all that through those properties. See, you're going to respect what we do as grown men. If everybody went to college, right, who the fuck going to lay, listen, who is going to lay the foundation for the property? Who's going to run the plumbing? Nah, ain't nothing salty about it. Salty is for crackers. I'm obviously not that. I don't eat crackers. They put salt on crackers. So ain't nothing salty about it. Truth is truth. See, let me tell you something. When you work with your hands, when you go out there every day and you put your feet on the soil, that's like going to the gym. Yeah, you talking. I like Anton. I rock with Anton. But the same way you talking about going to college, you should be talking about going to the gym and all that. Yeah, like lowering your blood pressure and making sure your physical physique is on point and all that. Health is wealth. I didn't really like how Anton was talking about, yeah, I didn't really like it. I didn't really like that. So I'm throwing my shot in there. I'm shooting my shot. We can have a conversation and all that if you want to talk. You know, I respect your content, but I didn't like what you were saying, and I didn't like how you was approaching the situation. Respectfully. Do some shit. Before you talk to me, let me see you do 25 push-ups. Before you talk to me, let me see you do 25 push-ups. Let me see you do 25 sit-ups. Let me see you do 25 pull-ups on a pull-up bar. After you do 25 pull-ups on a pull-up bar, now you can talk your talk. But don't talk that talk to me. Don't talk that big dog shit to me. And you can't even do 25 pull-ups and all that. You can't even do 25 push-ups right now. Drop down right now and do 20. Give me 25 straight right now. Hey, Anton Daniels, give me 25 push-ups. Respectfully. Look. Give me 25 real quick, brother. Look. Those the dudes that's going to be telling you that what you doing as a grown man ain't it. You supposed to went to college and all that. Respectful to the people that went to college, because I'm going to end with something. I'm going to land this plane with a beautiful angle about college. But it be the dudes with a shirt pulled all down around their neck and all that. You know, look at his shirt. This motherfucker, yo, nah. It's going to be the dudes built like a sack of laundry and all that. That's going to tell you what you supposed to been doing and what you didn't do. And then when you tell him to do 25 push-ups, he going to get offended. He gonna get offended at all that. How about this? I'll go back to college if you go to the gym. Let's see who can finish first. You get a six-pack, and I'll get a degree. Let's see who can accomplish the goal first. You go to the gym, and you work on your health, and I'll go to college and do whatever you want to get. I get a nursing's degree or something. Fuck it, I get a bachelor's degree. Nah, I'm not talking down. Because again, you got to understand something. The way these people is talking about black men, I could take that as talking down. How is it me? But when I tell you to work on your body, work on your health, make sure you can do 25 push-ups, how is that talking down? I'm encouraging you. I'm motivating you. Hey, you put all that Gucci shit on. You put all those Louis Vuitton on top of that trash bag body. Got a whole bunch of money in your pocket, respectfully. I respect it. But you can't do 25 pull-ups. You're softer than the Pillsbury Doughboy and all that. Yeah, the poke you in your stomach. Your body's softer than goddamn Dollar Tree cotton. Yeah. I just wanted to put that out there for Anton Daniels. You go to the gym and I'll go to college. Big salute to the chat. Yeah, be the dudes with these weird glasses and shit. Look, and I rock with Anton. Anton is a rich black man. I respect him on that level. But these kind of glasses right here, brother, you shouldn't be telling me nothing about nothing like that. All right? Oh, they're Versace. I wouldn't give a goddamn what kind of glasses they is, nigga. Those is my wife glasses. You should give those glasses to your old lady and all that. All right. I ain't gonna say no more. I'm talking, just fucking with you. I'm just playing with you. Hey, Anton, I'm just playing with you, baby. It's all love, you know what I mean? It's all love, baby. I'm just playing with you, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? 25 push-ups and the 25 pull-ups would be good. If you could do that, we can have a. Can you do that? Can you show me that? Put your camera down, angle your phone this way like that, arch it, right? And then let me see you do real push-ups. 25. I'm just saying, brother. Now let's move to this last angle. Big salute to the chat. Make sure y'all hit the like button here. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Big salute to the chat. I'm gonna land the plane with this angle right here, and this is gonna be a beautiful angle. I have a lot of family. I have a lot of friends. I know a lot of people that went to college and graduated college, and I always salute them. You know what I'm saying? It is an accomplishment, and if that is your path and that is your purpose, I definitely salute you for doing it and then accomplishing it, going through with it. Big salute to all my degree holders. Big salute to everybody that's locked in. This is not a disrespect or a put down for people going to college. You know what I'm saying? If that's really what you want to do, then that's what you want to do. But the root, you know what I'm saying? And you gotta understand, I'm not gonna stand for it. I'm not gonna let y'all just talk down on black men. If we gonna talk down on like black men, then we really gonna dissect it. You're not gonna just play at the surface. We gonna scratch the surface. Well, if black men ain't going to college, why? Right? But to all my college graduates, big salute to y'all. I respect, love it. Big salute. One thing that I have noticed, right? And again, you don't get this wisdom until you go through the journey. You have to go through the journey. You have to go through the journey, homie. You don't get this wisdom just like that. That's why getting old and old age and, gray hair, they all come with wisdom. You feel what I'm saying? And over the years, what I have realized is the majority of the people that I know that went to college, got college debt, student loans, they do not use their degree to make money. All right, here we go. Here we go. Listen to me. I'm going to say it one more time. The majority of the people that I know that went to college, they have master's degrees, they have doctorate degrees, they have bachelor's degrees, they have tons and tons of student loan debt. Student loan debt. I'm talking 100,000, 80, 180. I'm talking out the wazoo. Have come to a point in this society and in this economy where they do not use their degree to make money. They do not work in the degree that they, yo, yo, and it's so crazy. It's so crazy. I got an uncle that graduated from Norfolk State University. He's a club owner in Atlanta now. He owns one of the biggest clubs in Atlanta. One of the biggest clubs in Atlanta. He is a club owner. He makes big time rich. He's rich. My old lady has a master's degree in finances, and she does not do anything in finances. She is a business owner. And you know what I'm saying? Now what I will say is the things that y'all learn in college, or the things that my personal experience and friends have learned in college, I'm sure they apply to whatever occupation they have now. You know what I'm saying? You learn accounting, you learn these things, you learn those things. But the actual field that they graduated with and graduated in, they do not work in those fields. And it's a high percentage of people in America that went to college, spent all that time in college, got down with the Greek sororities and all this wild shit, and they are working at Amazon now. They are managers at Amazon. You know what I mean? They don't do anything. They don't make any money with the degree that they graduated with. And when you see the statistic and the high number of people that are not using their degrees, what you will understand is the economy is not, that shit is not set up like that. Unless you go to be a doctor, a dentist, it's only a few, you know what I'm saying? Angles and degrees that you can graduate with, that you can go and make big money. The majority of the degrees that black women are receiving are not degrees that are making them millions of dollars. And when you can see through the smoke and mirrors, you realize, man, if I go and become a plumber and start a plumbing business, I can be a millionaire. If I go and become an electrician and then do electrician and get a contract with the government, I can become a millionaire. So you gotta stop letting these people just talk that talk and walk that walk without challenging it. Yeah. I said what I said about Anton Daniels. Anton Daniels got more money than me. Anton Daniels is more successful on that level than I am. But that don't stop me, and that don't mean that we can't have dialogue as men. I'm a grown-ass man, homie. So that certifies me to have that conversation because I'm a grown-ass man. He's a grown-ass man. Two grown men can have that conversation. What's going on, baby girl? How's work? Everything good? All right, 10-4. That's what's happening. A lot of people are stuck with student loan debt. If college was so important, if college was such an important factor, if college was so mandatory, ask yourself why in America college is not free. Because if you ask me, college is an institution. I'm not going to say that it's a scam. I don't want to, words are powerful. I don't want to say it's a scam, but I will say that it's an institution. It is a corporation. It is a business, $1 trillion a year business, where all of y'all go into these colleges. You learn whatever you learn. You leave with student loan debt that you can barely even pay off. Why isn't it free? Why aren't they teaching you for free? Why aren't they getting your children, bringing them into these colleges and learning you for free? It's a reason why you have to pay for this shit. It's a reason why you go into student loan debt. It's all set up and it's all outdated. So in the 60s, in the 70s, in the 80s, it was easy to run that play. Now we realizing, oh, you going in there, you get your degree, you got student loan debt, which will force you into a job, it's going to force you. You're already going to be forced into something anyway, but that right there, they start charging your student loan debt 6 months after you get out of college. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. You tapped into the Realest on YouTube. It starts in the home. College starts in the home, homie. If your mama is not prepared if your parents are not prepared to guide you and walk you right up the yellow brick road, college is not something you just go fill out an application and go to college. Your parents you gotta be groomed into that. That's something you start learning and you start getting in touch with and you start tapping into in middle school. Talking to your guidance counselor, making sure you got the right classes, making sure you making the right grades all the way throughout high school, and then you go to college. And then you get out of college and a high percentage of college graduates are not even using their diplomas. They're not even using what they went to school for to make money. Big salute to the chat. We're not gonna stay too much longer. Yeah, salute to Kanye, man. Salute to Yeezy. Look at the valedictorian, scared of the future, while I hop in a DeLorean, scared to face the world, complacent career students. Some people graduate but be still stupid. You know, classic album. It's a real verse that burned into my mental Rolodex and never left me. Some people graduate but be still stupid. They tell you read this, eat this, don't look up now, just read this, peep this, feed us, Jesus. Okay, look up now. They done stole your streetness. After all of that, you receive this. Good morning. Hustlers, that's if you're still living. Get on down. Every time that we kill them, good morning, hustlers. He's saying, you know, they tell you read this, peep this, don't look up. Peep this, feed us, Jesus. Okay, look up now. They done stole your streetness. After all of that, after they whitewash you, after they brainwash you, after you go to college and you done been drinking, partying, listening to these professors, listening to all this different information, they done stole your hustle, homie. They done stole your streetness. After all of that, you receive this. Good morning, hustlers. Yeah, man, come on, man. Come on, man. Yeah. College graduates living on the street. Salute to all the college graduates that have made a way for themselves. Salute to all the college graduates that have really paved the way. But you can, man, I'm telling you something. It's something called YouTube college. Everything they teach, you can learn it. If you really want to learn it, you don't have to go $100,000 in debt to learn it. All right? Anton Daniels, I would love to have a conversation with you, homie. We can have a conversation, and then we can have a push-up match where we can see who could do the most push-ups and all that. We could see who could do the most sit-ups and all that. Make sure, you know, health is wealth, man. Make sure you're healthy and all that. So listen, man, you already know what time it is. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now listen, man. You can tap in and you can tap out, but you know my slogan and you do know what I suggest. I suggest you tap in. Listen, I suggest you tap into your Grown Man Business. I suggest you tap into this grown man content at all times. You already know what it is. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight raw, pure, uncut, no extras, no preservatives. We not sugarcoat nothing. We not dressing nothing up. Listen, man, giving you this straight raw, pure dope, straight off the brick into the bottles. No extras. No quinine, no baking soda, no fentanyl. We don't even put this dope in the pot. You know, Young Jeezy, he used to talk about whipping the pot with the stove. We don't even put it in the pot. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Nothing more, nothing less. All right? Now, again, it's never a shot at black women. I love my black women, but you got to understand that the state of our community, we are in the situation we are in because of how this generation was raised, the households we were raised in, the parents we were raised under, the music we was exposed to. You understand me? And the majority of us in this generation were raised in single mother households for whatever reason, whatever the reason was. I don't know. We don't got to break down why the man wasn't there, why he was there. What I'm saying to you is the majority of the men that you are talking about not going to college were raised in a situation that was not fit. We were raised in a situation that did not lead us to a college. It led us to a job. It led us to the streets. It led us to jail. It led us to gangs. It led us to trying to figure out how we could buy our mothers a house. So it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. It's always a message in the madness. All right? Right? And I want to leave with this before I close out. Big salute to this next generation. This next generation, it's a lot of young black men that are in colleges. It's a lot of young black successful men that are in this generation, Generation X or Z. I don't know the different generations, so many, but you know what I mean. Big salute to the youngsters. If college is in your heart, go to college, youngster. If college is in your purpose, go to college. But don't be afraid to go and start a plumbing business. Don't feel less than a man for working with your hands. Don't feel less than a man. Everybody, that shit ain't for everybody. You know, just as much as you are thinking about college, you should be thinking about your purpose. As a man, follow your purpose. Your purpose will lead you wherever you are supposed to be. And if college is in your purpose, go. All right? Big salute to the chat. You already know what time it is, man. Appreciate that, Warrior. Appreciate that. You know, we gonna have some real conversations over here as well. It's not all about celebrities, but we're gonna do it all. So you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? You already know. You can tap in, you can tap out. But you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in.